Welcome back to Viking football with head coach Bruce Barnum as the Vikings get ready to play their season finale this Saturday at Hillsboro Stadium. It's a 2 p.m. kickoff. We hope you can come out for that one. Portland State taking on the Eastern Washington Eagles. The Eagles have their eyes set on the postseason. Unfortunately, the Vikings essentially knocked out of postseason potential last week at Sacramento State. Coach will touch on the Sacramento State game real quickly. Vikings losing down there to the nationally ranked Hornets, who are undefeated in the Big Sky. We talk about turnovers every week, and I think we can throw turnovers on the top of the list of the challenges you guys had Saturday at Sacramento State.
Yep, I agree, Mike. That was the biggest one. We can't play any game and turn the football over like that, Mike. But between us and them, great job by them doing it. I told you last week, Andy Thompson's a hell of a football coach on defense, and they played well. They did everything right. We did a lot of things wrong.
All right, and as we look at the standings, it's a very interesting weekend. Sacramento State undefeated in the Big Sky. Montana State undefeated in the Big Sky. And the Vikings, of course, had the good fortune, or perhaps the bad fortune, of playing both of those teams this year. Two very good football teams, both playing on the road. Montana State plays at Montana, 5-2. Sacramento State plays at UC Davis, 5-2. So Sacramento State, Montana State, both battling for a Big Sky championship. And coached by my calculations, the Vikings playing a very good team this week. If they get a win and Montana State, Sacramento State lose, the Vikings can finish in a tie for third place. So a lot to play for Portland State, and a lot to play for those teams. As you look at those two games, we don't normally look at other games, but as you look at those two games, what do you think of the odds for Montana State and Sacramento State?
You never know. You know the Big Sky. You better show up on Saturday. So some great things could happen. This has been a fun year. Yeah, we've had ups and downs. We haven't won all of them like we want, like most teams in America, but it's been a fun time after all this place has been through with a great group of student athletes. So we'll see what happens everywhere else, but we're going to try to put one together against, obviously I think the Beagles have been ranked up to 2 this year. They have a quarterback who comes around every 10 or 20 years that everybody's trying to contain, but we'll put a package together and see what happens.
Eastern Washington coming into the game ranked 5th in the nation. That'll be the highest ranking of any opponent this year for Portland State. You already talked about Eric Barriere. Maybe the best offensive player in the nation. He's been amazing for them the past 4 years. And I would like to think that we're going to see the two best quarterbacks in the conference on the field this Saturday. And what a great way to go out for a Davis Alexander for the Portland State Vikings to play a great team like that with a shot at upsetting them, finishing their season strong. A lot to play for your team.
Of course, yeah, there is, Mike. A lot to play for. A lot of youth out here. But also, some seniors that are pretty important to this program. Davis, you mentioned being one of them. As far as ranking who's what, I know he's a hell of a quarterback, and I would think the people we played, for the most part, would agree with that. He's done some great things this season, great things in his career. But it'll be fun. It'll be a fun college football Saturday to come watch both these student athletes compete against each other.
And as we look at it, we think there'll be about 13 seniors walking on Saturday. And Coach Davis has been here for a number of years. Let me throw out a few names on defense. Samis Kofe, Nick Assam, a couple of guys who've been here for 4 years, 5 years, really been big contributors to the program. I'm sure you're going to miss guys like that.
We are. Just got them together real quick to make sure they know what's going on Saturday and Sunday, and thing we're going to have for them on the 12th. But again, they've been the core of this program, and I hate senior day. I hate going out there and shaking their hand. Probably should do it after the game, if I look at it. But they need to be honored. Again, they've done a lot for this university and a lot for the athletic program here.
And Eastern Washington, just to take one last snapshot of them, lead the nation in offense. They've been right there for a few years. The Vikings, last time we met the Eagles, it was 53-46. Probably expect to see a game like that. Their defense, though, has done a great job forcing turnovers. There's that word again. I know that's going to be very, very important. They have a great turnover margin, and that has played a huge role in their victories.
That's probably the thing we have to, address the most, because our turnover margin, looking at it at the end of the season, isn't where we want it. Get it back up this last college football Saturday. It'll be a benefit. We have to. They're strong up front. I like their defense. Their defense is, everybody's looked at them in the past and said, oh, they're a great offense. Defense is, not this year. Their front four playing well. They're talented. They're, playing a lot of man coverage. When you play man coverage, you're confident in your defense. So they got a guy up front, 55, who's disrupting everybody, but talented group on defense. And I think that's why you see them where they're ranked where they are right now in the country.
All right, as we wrap this one up, it'll be our final edition of the season. Coach, I'm going to give you a chance, maybe one last thought on your team and what you remember about this team, or maybe what you want people to remember about the 2021 Vikings.
That's one you threw at me, Mike. Honestly, the youth. If you look at this group, because of the pandemic and how we structured those two freshman classes, which you've seen some guys shining out here in that class, I like how we attack the recruiting side of it for the future of Portland State football. But this has been a fun group. I've already said it in this interview, but it's a fun group with great leadership, and some of that leadership's coming back as well. I'm gonna, miss two or some of the captains. I'm scrambling with words here, but the leadership that they've left in that locker room, even with our captain's council, that group's going to be back. So the future I like at Portland State.
All right. A lot to look forward to this Saturday, a lot to look forward to in the future of Viking football. Once again, Portland State versus Eastern Washington this Saturday, 2 p.m. at Hillsboro Stadium. You can watch the game on ESPN+. For all your information on Vikings football, go to GoVikes.com.